Folks, welcome to So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. This is your pal Ryan, and this is your Monday episode. This is a pop culture roundup with Sophie Ross. And if you want to skip to that right now, there's going to be a handy timestamp if you're listening to this that you can skip right to that. If you don't want to hear me blather on about the Emmys and some other things, I completely understand. No harm, no foul. If you're watching this on YouTube, I know they're kind of cut up into Maritza cuts them up into like segments. So you might not know what I'm talking about. It's always good to listen to the show. Because this started off as a podcast, we throw up a lot of the things on YouTube now, but not the entire show. So always go check out the podcast, especially if you're having a long drive or something like that. And always remember to rate and review the podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That really helps everything. I am beat, folks. I am beat. It has been a crazy long week. It's been a great week. Got to go to Mexico for a couple of days and then went to New York for work, but also got to do some fun things. And I was going to tell you all about that after Sophie, because you'll hear me say that in the Sophie interview at the end of like, stay tuned. But I'm tired, man. Getting old. If you're watching this on YouTube, do you see I'm letting my beard grow a little bit? I'm not letting, I didn't have my clippers with me this week. And you just see the white coming in. Do you guys have you guys been with me long enough? Do you remember a couple of years ago when I was trying to dye my beard with the Just for Men? And because it had worked at one point, and then I dyed it and my face blew up like the Nutty Professor, and I had to go to the doctor for it. And they were like, you're having an allergic reaction. And I'm like, no, because I don't want the white in my beard, so that can't be possible. And I thought, well, that sucks. And then I because this is how my mind thinks, I thought, well, that just must have been bad luck. Let me try it again. And a couple months later, I did the same damn thing. My face blew up all over again. I posted pictures of these. I'm not joking. It looked like the Nutty Professor. And like it was insane. And I had to go back to that same doctor. And they were like, weren't you just here? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. It was really, there are so many stories in my life of that, of just not learning. That is the most visual of those examples. But my God. And then you just see and you're like, oh God, it's just, I gotta shave this down. But anyways, I'm old, I'm tired. That's the whole bit. That's the whole point of this. But you guys, you're fresh, you're young, you're out there, you've got the whole week ahead of you. And I know everything is so intense right now. I know. And sometimes it's always just going to be intense, but we can really choose how much love we want to throw into this week. And I don't even mean love your fellow man, even though that's a great place to start, but we can love all these TV shows. We can love all this pop culture. We can love these things that we come together to either love or hate, but basically love, loving to talk about it, even if you hate something, is still loving something. And we can choose to celebrate that. So I'm going to try to make this, I always start off the week. I talked about this on the OC recap today, was that, I always hated Sunday nights as a kid because you knew you had to go to school on Monday. And I still, I've never been able to shake that. But you know what? I'm with my therapist. I'm trying to like start my mornings a little differently. So I'm going to, in my mind, say this could be a great week. This could be an amazing week. And I hope it's an amazing week for you guys. The power of positive thinking and all of that bullshit, we can really put that into action right here and potentially have a great week. So let's choose to believe that that's what's going to happen. And even if it's not a great week in our own lives, there is a great week of television out there waiting for all of us. We talk about some of those shows in the pop culture roundup, but I want to talk to you about what to watch this week and also about the Emmys. They had the 76th annual Emmy Awards tonight in Los Angeles. It aired on ABC. Eugene Levy and Levy and Dan Levy. That's the other thing. As I'm getting older, I'm mispronouncing last names. I'm just doing it more frequently. Like Eugene Levy. Duh. Why am I saying Levy? Anywho, they hosted it, a father and son duo, and I thought it was really cute and funny. They had some great moments. I watched it earlier today. And anyway, basically, before we get too far into the Emmys, just know I'm going to talk about my New York trip and before the 90 days, because I did this 90-day fiance. TLC invited me to go on this boat ride to the Statue of Liberty with some of the cast from 90 Day Fiance. I swear to God, it sounds like a fever dream, but it actually really happened. I'll talk about that on Tuesday. But thank you to anybody over at TLC that's listening. It was just a fantastic voyage, and I had some other fun New York memories that I wanted to share with you guys. So I'll do that on Tuesday because I'm like, you're already going to blather on about the Emmys and then Sophie, and that's more than most shows do in a week. Are you kidding me? But I always feel like I have to go like above and beyond. And that's why even the shows, I try to do long shows because I know there's like 3 commercial breaks. And I want to make sure you get the most bang for your buck. I'm talking to the people that are listening on the podcast, not the YouTube people. I don't know how ads work over there, but I always do extra long because if you have to sit through 3 commercial breaks, I want to make sure it's worth your time, you know? Um, there so the Emmys were hosted by Eugene and Dan Levy, and you might be thinking to yourself, "Oh my God, didn't we just do the Emmys?" It feels like how could that be a year ago? And you're right, the Emmys just happened. The 75th Emmys just happened this past January, and the reason they did that because they had the writer strike and the actor strike, so it usually airs in September, and they postponed it to January because they were striking at the time and it wasn't a time to be able to celebrate because nothing was really into production. So that's why it's coming so fast, or it feels like it came so fast because, yeah, we just did this in January. And I have to say, overall, the show in January was much more, I thought, well put together, exciting. It really honored a lot of really fantastic sitcoms and shows from yesteryear. I thought Anthony Anderson, I didn't expect him to be a great host, but he was. I just thought it was more vibrant overall. So this was a decent Emmys, but I think that's the other thing. If you've watched so many award shows through your life, you just really get used to, you get used to it. You get used to the serious moments. You get used to the bits that they do. They'll usually have people from SNL or the late night host come on and do the comedic bit. You'll have the in memoriam segment, and you'll have hopefully a handful of people that give inspirational speeches. And then you'll be upset because those people will usually be played off by the orchestra because they have gone over their allotted time. And their allotted time, it seems like, is only 30 seconds. And I would argue that, and this isn't a new argument, is that I'm there to listen to these people speak, to hear, to be inspired. I remember as a kid, I've mentioned this many times on this show, watching Tom Hanks win, a couple back-to-back Oscars for Best Actor. And I was always so inspired by Tom Hanks and the way he would craft a acceptance speech. And there were always those people that you were just like, wow, I could listen to them speak forever. And so, you had a couple of good moments tonight with the Emmys. I think John Leguizamo gave an amazing speech and also talking about representation that I thought was fantastic. Also the awards themselves, it seems a little weirdly spaced in the fact that you'll watch like one show pick up 3 awards back to back. So it kind of seems the Bear that happened to at the beginning of the show, where I was like, oh man, like it's, and I like the Bear. And guys, I get it. The Bear is in the comedy category, but it's more drama or dramedy than comedy. So I understand. We all are saying the same thing. We're all saying the Bear is not a comedy. So we can move past that. What we can agree on, I think, is, maybe not this past season as much, but the first 2 seasons of The Bear is just amazing television. And the 3rd season had so many great moments, but it also just points out further and further that this is not a comedy in the way that we're used to seeing a comedy. So sometimes it's really unfair that it's picking up these awards, but you can't deny that it's still fantastic television. So they picked up a bunch of awards, which we'll talk about in a second. I don't know. So award shows, I want to get that excited. You guys know, I love to be excited. We'll get into the Emmys more in just a second with specific awards, but I wanted to let you know, I watched the Emmys. I got them at like 5 p.m. here, and then we went to the Hollywood Bowl. We just got back in from New York late last night. I spent all day doing the Real Housewives of Orange County recap. So you might not know it's even out this past Thursday's episode, because I usually release on Saturdays, but we released it Sunday afternoon because it took me a long time to do it. So that's out there. So make sure you listen to it to catch up, because not that you need it, but if you want it, I'm going hard I'm going all in on John Jansen again. And there were some really funny, interesting moments in this week's episode. So go check that out as well if you need something extra on top of this pop culture roundup. But we went and saw Boys to Men at the Hollywood Bowl. The Hollywood Bowl I've been going to for decades now, and it is one of the best things about living in Los Angeles. It's a magical concert venue. It truly is. I will always remember the first time I went there and saw that structure, the band shell, and it's such a historic band shell. Everybody from the Beatles to Monty Python to Jay-Z to, I mean, it's everybody has played there. The Doors, The Dead. And I've been so lucky to see so many shows there, but we went to see the Bull does like a series, like a season of like artists, and this was the finale, and they had Boys to Men. They did 3 nights, and there was like a fireworks spectacular. They'll still be doing some shows at the Hollywood Bowl that's not a part of the season for the next couple of months before it gets like too cold. But we went. I've never seen Boys to Men live, and I got to tell you, these guys knocked it out of the fucking park. And I forgot how much of their music I grew up on. Like, I'll make love to you like you want me. I mean, everybody was singing along. The one fine was One Sweet Day, the Mariah Carey song, on Bended Knee, Motown Philly, End of the Road. I dedicate that to Benifer. So many classic songs. And then Paula Abdul opened for Boys to Men, and I'd never seen her live either, and it was very fun. I gotta see Opposites Attract with MC Scat Cat. If you remember that music video that MTV played in the early 90s, they did that. And Paula, 62 years old, still moving and shaking. I mean, it was a very unique performance. And I posted to my Instagram, and then Paula ended up responding, and I had a little back and forth with Paula Abdul when we got home tonight, which is so bizarre. And Paula goes, "I love you." I love you. And I was like, "Thank you so much." Thank you so much. But it was very nice. I didn't expect to be DMing with Paula Abdul. So that was a really nice capper on the Sunday. And then we came back and we watched the new season of Sister Wives, season 19 of Sister Wives. And I got to tell you, this Cody Brown, he seems like he's really matured. No, I joked. I said, I just saw Boys to Men, and now I'm seeing Men to Boys. Because this Cody Brown, I mean, the only thing deep about him is how hard he is trying to keep those little tendrils of hair on his head. It's like he's trying to show us that he's not like deeply balding, but he is. So he has these little ringlets that he positions in a certain way. But if the camera shot is too high up, you can see exactly the bald pattern. Oh God, I love it so much. But it was a really good first episode, but it's just very not overly dramatic. It's very real life dramatic, or as real life dramatic as you can get with polygamists. But this guy is down to one wife now. He started with 4, and now he's down to 1 with Robin. And they're talking still if they're going to keep this Coyote Pass property that they've been talking about forever. And Christine's gone, but it was a little confusing because now we have gone to like 2022, even though at the end of last season we had Christine's wedding episode because she married a new guy. But now we're going back in time, and unfortunately, one of their sons, Garrison, not spoiler, God. No, sorry, trigger warning. He took his own life this past year. Very, very sad and very tragic. But they put up a place card at the beginning saying, this season was shot in, the end of 2022. And, but that they love Garrison and all of that stuff. But I was like, oh my God, we're going back in time. I'm very confused sometimes with how they film Sister Wives and why they chose to do a wedding special, but anywho, not really your problem. I just thought it was a little weird, but it is very interesting. 19 seasons of this show. And this Cody Brown, it's like he's doing Hamlet. He's like, they all tried to escape me, but I can't escape. They're all trying to escape you, dipshit. You're you. You can't escape you. I mean, we got to get Cody Brown and Jax Taylor in the same room. We got to do it. I mean, I think that would create like a new Big Bang. Like it would just explode. It would be Inception. I mean, they are very similar creatures, it seems like. So I do recommend this season of Sister Wives. I'm one episode in. I would love to interview one of the Sister Wives. Anybody on that cast, I would love to interview. It is such a unique show. I always love reality shows because we have so many different genres. You have the Bravo genre, you have the TLC genre, you have the MTV VH1 genre, and they have their own unique flavor, each one of those. Each one of those iterations, it has its own flavor. It has its own stamp. And Sister Wives is very it has its own rhythm, you know? It was a very interesting, fantastic night. But it started off, like I said, with the Emmys. So let's get into some of the people that won tonight. Now, outstanding drama series, we have the FX show Shogun. Now, I have not watched this. Now, the nominees for this, you had The Crown, Fallout, The Gilded Age, The Morning Show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Slow Horses, Three Body Problem, and Shogun. And I have not seen Shogun, but it cleaned up. It won 4 awards tonight. And what's great about these award shows, it kind of gives you it gives you that impetus to watch the show. I mean, that's where this stuff really helps, because I've been reading reviews about Shogun since it's come out. It says fantastic, but now I'm kind of like, oh shit, like I really do have to watch Shogun. It's supposed to be fantastic. Outstanding comedy series. This is a big one because The Bear had been sweeping the acting categories, so they thought it was going to get outstanding comedy series again, like it did in January, but Hacks took it. Hacks on HBO, Gene Smart. This past season of Hacks, I thought was its best season. I thought it was fantastic, loved it, laughed, all of that. So I'm very happy Hacks won, even though Curb Your Enthusiasm was in that same category. Abbott Elementary, Only Murders in the Building, Palm Royale, Reservation Dogs, and What We Do in the Shadows, but Hacks took it. Outstanding lead actor in a drama series went to Hiroyuki Sanada from Shogun. So like I said, another reason why I got to watch that show. Outstanding lead actress in a drama series went to Anna Sawai. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Also from Shogun. So they swept the lead actress and actor categories in drama series. You then go over to the comedy series. Outstanding lead actor, Jeremy Allen White from The Bear. Nobody this sexy should be winning a comedy award. Comedy awards are for nerds and weirdos like me, not for this Jeremy Allen White, not for this man with abs. You had Larry David in this category, Steve Martin, Martin Short, DeFaro Wunatai from Reservation Dogs, and Matt Berry from What We Do in the Shadows. Matt Berry, oh God, he's a fantastic comedic actor. His voice alone, wow. But Jeremy Allen White took it. Obviously a fantastic actor. You know Jeremy Allen White, he is now filming a movie where he's playing a young Bruce Springsteen. I'm reading a book on Bruce Springsteen right now, which it's fantastic. It's by Stephen Hayden, about the Born in the USA album. Really enjoying it so far. Now, outstanding lead actress in a comedy series went to Gene Smart for Hacks. Love Gene Smart, love Hacks. So this was great. A little bit of a surprise. I thought Quinta Brunson or Ayo Adebri from The Bear was going to get it, but it went to Gene. Selena Gomez was also nominated for the first time for Only Murders in the Building, Maya Rudolph for Loot, and Kristen Wiig for Palm Royale, but Gene took it. Outstanding supporting actor in a drama series went to Billy Crudup for The Morning Show. Outstanding supporting actress in a drama series went to Elizabeth Debicki for The Crown, playing Princess Diana. Outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series went to Ebon Moss-Bachrach for The Bear. And also Ebon, fantastic actor. You guys know him already from Girls, the HBO Lena Dunham series. But then also, you know what? Now he's playing the Thing in the new Fantastic Four film for Marvel, which is shooting right now. So he's dipping into movies. Now, outstanding supporting actress in a comedy series. Oh, well deserved on this one. This is Liza Colon Zayas for The Bear. Her episode that focused on her character and how she came to work at the Beef was just so fantastic. It was also directed by Ayo Adebri, but she knocked that episode out of the park, and she well deserved this. Even, like I said, even though The Bear is not comedy, but man, she went up against Carol Burnett, Hannah Einbinder from Hacks, Janelle James from Abbott Elementary, Cheryl Lee Ralph from Abbott Elementary, and Meryl Flippin Streep from Only Murders in the Building. And did you guys see Meryl Streep seated right next to Martin Short? I know they haven't made it official yet, but come on, let's stop playing games. We know they're doing the hippity dippity. I'm sorry, Meryl Streep and Martin Short are together. Lock it down. That's a so bad it's good promise. They're just not. They just haven't made it official with us, but they've definitely made it official with each other. I'm telling you that. Outstanding limited or an anthology series went to Baby Reindeer. Baby Reindeer came out, I think, around December this past in what year are we in? December of 2023. Baby Reindeer. Richard Gadd wrote and directed this. Just a fantastic. There were so many elements of Baby Reindeer that I so related to. I thought it was flippin-tastic. You guys have seen it. Just fantastic acting, writing, the whole bit. And that is why Richard Gadd, the creator of Baby Reindeer, also won Outstanding Lead Actor in a Limited Series or Movie. Outstanding Lead Actress in a Limited Series or Movie went to icon, queen, legend Jodie Foster. I mean, Jodie flipping fun. We got a movie star in the building at the Emmys. She won for True Detective Night Country. I watched that series. I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. And you can't ever go wrong with Jodie Foster. I mean, have we ever gotten a bad Jodie Foster performance? I mean, from Taxi Driver till now, have we gotten a bad Jodie Foster performance? I'm even thinking Maverick with Mel Gibson, she was pretty damn good in. Then Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Limited Series went to Lamorne Morris for Fargo. Lamorne, of course, but I mean, I don't know why I was so psyched that he got it. Lamorne seemed like such a bright light. You know what I'm saying? Like he heard he won it, and he just like, I don't know, he just lit up like I imagine any actor would light up. But you know what I'm saying? Like you just saw his smile and it just was so great. Of course, he is known for the Fox show New Girl, which ran from 2011 to 2018. Heather McMahon, who did the red carpet arrival, I think she was the one that spoke to him and said, "Why aren't you guys doing a New Girl reunion show?" And he blamed Jake. Who's the? No, Jake, not Jake Kasdan. New Girl, Jake. Pardon me while I type this loudly into my computer, okay? Oh, Jake Johnson. He blamed Jake Johnson. He says Jake Johnson hates the fans. Everybody else would be on board to do it, but Jake Johnson hates the fans. I thought that was really funny. Now, Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Limited Series or Movie went to Jessica Gunning for Baby Reindeer. Well-deserved, fantastic performance. She played the creepy stalker lady, but she didn't play it as a creepy stalker lady. You really empathize with this lady. Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series went to Nestor Carbonell for Shogun. Nestor has been in everything. What was the sitcom he was in the 90s? It wasn't Wings, was it? What was it? Anyways, he has always just been fantastic. He's been in everything. He was even in The Dark Knight, for the love of God. But he won for Outstanding Guest Actor. Outstanding Guest Actors in a Drama Series went to Michaela Cole for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Just this wonderful, beautiful actress. She won for that. Jamie Lee Curtis won for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series for The Bear. It's the second time she's won for that. Outstanding Guest Actor in a Comedy Series went to John Barenthal for The Bear. Another win for The Bear. Outstanding Television Movie went to Quiz Lady. I think that's a Hulu movie. Outstanding Competition Program. You guys, Outstanding Competition Program. Say it with me. The Traitors. The Traitors. Alan Cumming and the Traitors win Outstanding Competition Program. And this was a big win because RuPaul's Drag Race has won it again and again and again. So the Traitors and by the way, that just means if the Traitors, it holds up next season, Tom Sandoval is going to be an Emmy winner because he's going to be in this third season of The Traitors. Also, this was so exciting. I made a meme this past week because Taylor Swift, to me, looked dressed exactly like Alan Cumming dresses in The Traitors. And I made a meme kind of pointing that out and just had Taylor's look and 3 of Alan Cumming's look. And Sam Spector, I think that's his name. Sam Spector, he does all the Alan's wardrobe for The Traitors. He reposted it. Alan Cumming reposted it. And then they mentioned it on the red carpet. I think that was on Entertainment Tonight. They mentioned the meme. They didn't mention my name or anything, but, it still felt good because Alan Cumming was like, yes, the bitch stole my look. The bitch stole Taylor Swift. The bitch stole my. I can't. I'm more sounding Spanish than anything else. But it was just so exciting. I was like, oh, that's me. It's me, Alan. Let me write for you. Wouldn't that be a great job just to write for these people? Now, he also won Outstanding Host for a reality or competition program. Outstanding Host for a game show went to Pat Sajak for Wheel of Fortune. Remember, it was his last year hosting the Wheel of Fortune. And now Ryan Seacrest has picked up the mantle. We're going to see him soon on Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Outstanding Talk Series went to The Daily Show. This is interesting because Jon Stewart made his return to The Daily Show, but he only works on Mondays every week. I watch it every week just for Jon Stewart, but he won over Jimmy Kimmel, Seth Meyers, and Stephen Colbert, who all have to work way more days than Jon Stewart. But, you know, he's Jon Stewart. Now, Outstanding Scripted Variety Series went to last week tonight with John Oliver. You guys know, if you listen to the show, how much I fucking love John Oliver. He is a dream guest for this program. I would give my firstborn to, I don't have a firstborn, but you know what I'm saying? I would love to talk with John Oliver because, you know, also he's so into Bravo. He's been on Watch What Happens Live so many times. But this was his Emmy speech. Hang with it for a second because he thanks a bunch of people that you might not really care about, but then it gets really good. And the man has such a brilliant voice that you just laugh. You know, like some of the heavy lifting is already done on any joke with John Oliver because he just has that way about him. What a talent. Here is his speech that he won for Outstanding Scripted Variety Series.
It's going to be very silly, our dog. We had
sorry. No.
Thank you so much. Thank you to my staff. Some of them are here. Others are in Brooklyn. I don't know that they're watching this, but I know that they are in Brooklyn. Whatever you're doing, I hope you're having fun. I'd particularly like to thank Liz Stanton and Tim Carvell. I'd like to thank HBO for not cancelling us over the last decade. That was never a guarantee. I appreciate it. Please carry on. I'd like to thank my wife, Kate, and our kids' husband. Hudson. His name is Hudson. Ouch. Ouch. That's going to come back to haunt me. And Marzi, I should have got his wrong as well to even it out, but I didn't. Thanks to everyone at HBO, Nina and Casey in particular. I also want to thank, it's going to be very silly, our dog. We had the most fantastic dog, and she was at our wedding, and she got us through a pandemic. She was with us for the 2 pregnancies, and perfect choice of music. We had to say goodbye to her. And
they bleeped out "fuck off."
It is. I feel like Sarah McLachlan right now. She was an amazing dog, and ouch. I would guess I want to. This isn't just for her. This is for all dogs. All dogs, you're very good girls, you're very good boys, you all deserve a treat. Play me off now.
Oh, wasn't that brilliant? What a lovely man. What a lovely, lovely man. Yeah, and that made me think, of course, of my dog Brooklyn, who we lost last year, and of all our dogs and all of our furry friends, even the cats that are being eaten over there in Springfield. But I love that speech so much, and I wanted to share that with you if you hadn't heard that. So lovely, lovely speech. Outstanding writing for a drama series went to Slow Horses. Will Smith, not the actor that you know, Will Smith, but the writer of the Apple TV show Slow Horses, which I don't watch, but I hear is fantastic. So that's another one. Outstanding variety special. We had the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show starring Usher. That one for variety special. Outstanding writing for a comedy series went to Hacks. Writing for a drama series, like I said, Slow Horses. Writing for a limited series, Baby Reindeer. Outstanding writing for a variety special went to Alex Edelman, Just for Us, which was on HBO Max. I was lucky enough to be able to see that live on Broadway last year, and it's fantastic. I highly recommend that you check out. It's a hour worthy of your time. Yeah, they had some directing awards that went to Shogun, The Bear, Ripley for Netflix, and outstanding hosted nonfiction series or special was My Next Guest with David Letterman, and his guest on that was John Mulaney in that one. So those were your Emmys. I thought, overall, like I said, we got some pretty good TV. Pretty good TV. Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez had a little funny comedy bit. You had an SNL, Lauren Michaels kind of joke comedy bit with Kristen Wiig and Seth Meyers and Maya Rudolph. And yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good. There was a couple of weird moments. There was a weird moment at the in memoriam after Jelly Roll sang his song. Then Jimmy Kimmel came out to give a special recognition to Bob Newhart, who passed away this past year. And Bob Newhart, just a genius, a comedic genius. But it just it didn't land. And then they cut to commercial. I thought it was going to be so much like it seemed like it was leading to something and it just didn't lead to anything. So that was kind of a weird moment. Um, let's see here. They had like some product placement advertising within the show, which was also very, very weird. They had Iban Moss-Bacharach from the Bear and Taylor Zachar doing a sponsorship for Johnny Walker Blue in the actual show. And I'm like, do not like we cut to commercial and then advertise to us. Let's not bake it into the actual show. Now, I did mention John Leguizamo's speech earlier in the evening. He gave a speech and he said, for years, I didn't complain about the limited roles my people were offered, the spicy sex pot, the Latin lover, the maid, the gangbanger. Turns out not complaining doesn't change anything. He talked about highlighting several non-Latinx actors who have played or were cast as Latinx characters over the years, including Al Pacino in Scarface, Natalie Wood in West Side Story. He said, for the past few years, I've been complaining. A few months ago, I took out a full-page ad in the New York Times asking Emmys voters to recognize candidates of color. It's a good thing I decided to before I found out how much a full-page ad in New York Times costs, he joked. But he said, that things have changed. This is from an article from therap.com. He said, what I see here tonight makes me, well, almost happy and certainly less angry because tonight is among the most diverse list of nominees in Emmy history. We need more stories from excluded groups, Black, Asian, Jewish, Arab, LGBTQ+, and disabled. And this show tonight is proof that our industry is making progress. And I love that. I love that speech. I love that speech, man, because that's what it's all about. It's about representation. Like, I'm a white dude. I've seen my story again and again and again and again. And it's not like I get to talk to you. I'm so lucky I get to talk to you. I get to tell you all my bullshit all the time. But it's about people that don't get to tell their stories as much as I get to tell my story, And I love that. Why would anybody ever be threatened about that? We're all here together on this planet for like 100 years if we're lucky. Most of us way less than that. I want to know about everybody, right? Don't you? I remember talking to somebody that I was, that I'm sort of close with a long time ago, and he had mentioned it was something where it was a lot of different representation, and he was like, back in the old days, it was, it was all, it just seemed all. He seemed like he was very confused and didn't understand, and I'm like, well, that's the thing, man, is that they weren't represented. And they need to be everybody needs to be represented. Everybody need the power of television and film and the arts. Everybody deserves to see themselves represented on screen. I've been able to dream and do the stupid shit that I do in my life because of dreams I had based on what I was watching, what I was listening to, people that I wanted to emulate, people that looked like me, and everybody deserves that. And, the platform of TV and film, it gives you that. So, man, it is so exciting when you do see that diversity represented. I think that is truly exciting, and it in most ways shows how much alike we are, the commonalities, which I think we need in 2024 more than we've ever needed before, to show how much that we have that that we are alike. That we don't just have differences, that we have similarities. That's such a powerful message. Okay, so off my soapbox with that. Okay, one more thing. You got a lot of shows to watch this week. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 5 is premiering. Sister Wives, you got Before the 90 Days, which aired on Sunday night. You got Below Deck Med on Bravo on Monday. You got Dubai, the reunion, second part of the reunion. Most people missed this season of Dubai, and they also missed the first part of the reunion last week because of the presidential debates. You also have the Golden Bachelorette. The Golden Bachelorette premieres. Joan Vassos is a 61-year-old grandmother. You met her on Gary's season of The Golden Bachelor, and I love that season so much. So this Wednesday, September 18th, I will be watching The Golden Bachelorette with Joan. I cannot wait to see the differences because, you know, we have Gary, but now let's see what a Golden Bachelorette, and let's see these goofy, you know, guys that are trying to win her over. We also have Survivor season 47 on Thursday night. So that's insane. Like I said, Salt Lake City on Wednesday. You have Dancing with the Stars premiering on the 17th. So it is busy, busy, busy. You also, this is very exciting, on the 19th, if you are a fan of true crime, we have Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Menendez story. That's going to be over on Netflix, and that is Ryan Murphy. It's a Ryan Murphy production. He, of course, did the Dahmer series on top of Glee, you know, and if you can make those two things connect, you know, you're let me know how you do. But Ryan Murphy always dabbles in so many different genres, and I can't wait to see what he does. I know I'm laughing, but you know what? Like, sometimes Ryan Murphy, he'll make. I'm just curious to see his take on the Menendez brothers, but this has got an insanely good cast. You have Javier Bardem, for the love of God. Like, um, you know, Javier Bardem is one of our best actors. So you have him, and then you also, I'm blanking on her name right now. I'm trying to find it. I'm gonna find it. And why can't I? Oh, Chloe Sevigny. Duh. Chloe Sevigny, also amazing actor, playing Lyle and Eric Menendez's mom and dad. So right then and there, that's amazing. So you got tons of TV to catch up on. Of course, me and Sophie talk a lot about TV in this reality TV, Vanderpump Rules, Bennifer. We go across the map. It's a really silly episode. We talk about Sophie's wedding. She finds out that the Bengals lose during this episode, so it's a very gripping one. But let's start this Monday off with a bang, you guys. Let's put some good vibes out there for everybody. I'm going to be doing 2 Patreon episodes on Monday, the Vanderpump Rules season 1 finale, and a Q&A episode. So I'll be doing that. Those should be out by the afternoon. If nobody needs any of this. We're also doing a Patreon live next Monday, I believe. So come join us for that. Just go to patreon.com/so bad it's good. Also, I mentioned this, I think at some point in this podcast, but if not, Maritza Lopez, who I've been working with for the past 4.5, 5 years, she has a podcast called Love is Latino, which focuses on Love is Blind Mexico season. Fantastic recap podcast. Go check that out. Support Maritza. And that's it, you guys. Without further ado, finally, we got to her, the one, the only Sophie Ross.